in the National Football League. Brian Billick now in his 7th year, already a Super Bowl winner, but he has missed the playoffs 2 of the last 3 seasons. And Tony Dungy has to be in an outstanding mood tonight. He just received a 3-year contract extension. He is tied up with the Indianapolis Colts until 2009, and hopefully for all of us who enjoy pro football for longer than that. Manning deep, Harrison, touchdown!
Oh.
What a throw!
There was the pump and go.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
he'd been setting it up all night.
He set up that one pass play through the entire first half of the football game.
Manning steps up, throws, touchdown! It's the tight end, Ben Utek. Ravens are written off for the year, because they lost his first game. And here's another pick. And it's Gary Brackett. That's his 3rd.
And this one's for a touchdown.
No, it's Cato June.
Colts defense. And all you hear about is Peyton Manning and edge.
Right. And in for the touchdown, Dan Wilcox.
Well, they still haven't shut anybody out.
Peyton Manning has taken 98% of the snaps for this club since he has come into the league. His durability is another one of the great things about this all-pro quarterback.
3rd and 5. Favre. Open man again is Driver. Driver cuts the corner and high steps it home for the touchdown. Take the drones, open man, it's Hyden, touchdown, Cleveland.
Oh man, you're the quarterback, 1st and goal from the 1. They send the play in. You know what you think, Jim? Fullback was wide open for about an 8 or 10 yard gain.
2nd down and 10. On the slant, there goes Braylon Edwards. Edwards on a foot race, and no one's going to get near him. 80 yards for the Browns and the touchdown.
Well, that play reminded me of Trent Dilfer back when he played for the Baltimore Ravens. He threw some short passes that were just caught and gone.
It's a 3rd down. 3rd and 5 with 3:47 to play. Favre waiting, now firing. End zone, man's open. It's Ferguson, but there is a flag. Flag down. Ferguson brings it in.
Holding, 98, defense, penalties applied. It's good, touchdown.
Green Bay coming out of this 2-minute warning now. Again, the Packers with 1 timeout. That's it. Cleveland comes out throwing. Hyden gets away. Hyden inside the 40. That's a foot race. Hyden looks over both shoulders, and that will put it away. He broke away from Mark Roman, and the Browns go 62 yards.
I guess, we'll go back to the beginning. Mike Sherman says this Cleveland offense, they're hard to get a handle on. And in situations...
He went 80 yards and then 62 yards to Hyden. That's Fisher, and he darts, he's in. But only 4 seconds. They ship Fourier over to the right side, and they'll run it with Dillon. Dillon springs free, touchdown, New England. Looked like he might be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, but he bounced away and found freedom in the end zone.
Barometer game to see if we know how to win consistently.
Well, here's Roethlisberger going for Ward, and he hits him in stride. Ward, with Samuel losing his footing, is going to take it all the way. 85 yards for a Pittsburgh touchdown. First and goal to go. Dillon dives, and Dillon is in for the touchdown. Corey Dillon's second score of the day. First and goal at the 4. Fake to Parker. Up top they go, and Hines Ward with the touchdown.
Steelers do not even bother to call their last timeout.
I thought if they're going to take the last one, they take another one to maybe have a chance to try to do something if he makes this. Vinatieri with the kick from 43 yards, and he does it again with 1 second.
Unbelievable.
How about the fourth quarter for Tom Brady? 12 for 12, 168 yards.
Yeah, give him a lot of credit. He threw it extremely well. The offensive line, everything, Jim, the play.
And he's got a great quarterback out there in Brian Dawkins. That's picked off. That's exactly what the Eagles needed. Sheldon Brown will walk in for the touchdown. And Sheldon was waiting for that pass from Trent Green. The Eagles have life here with 4:41 left in the first half. At left guard, it's first and goal. McNabb over the middle, touchdown Owens. The Eagles get the turnover, and Owens comes down the field, sets up the first and goal, and then scores the touchdown, a 7-yard completion. And Owens has eaten up this Kansas City secondary. McNabb keeps it, nice fake. Hangs in and throws for the touchdown to Bartram. Mike Bartram is the long snapper for the Philadelphia Eagles, and now the Eagles indicate they're going to go for 2. His second career touchdown. And now out of the backfield, Westbrook. And all of a sudden it's a tie game at 24. Brian Westbrook, who's been a non-factor. Play action, McNabb gets out of trouble and flips for the touchdown to Smith. And McNabb showing great feet, good agility, bad groin at all to avoid trouble. This may be the best run organization in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles, from the front office to the head coach.
It's 32 teams in the NFL. It's 64 corners, 64 safeties, and 32 nickelbacks. And not a one. Look at my face, not a one. All right, I don't need to say no more.
Alternating a lot of personnel, 2 tight ends, and Greg Jones is in as the running back. Leftwich, a little floater out in the flat. Catch by Reister, the tight end. Hurdles a man and goes in for the touchdown. George Reister with his first touchdown catch of the year and only his 3rd grab overall.
You know what this is, Joe? This is looking at Jimmy Smith and worried about Jimmy Smith getting behind.
No, Paul's right.
You guys are old school.
Paul, you bet. Palmer under pressure for the end zone. Johnson, what a catch.
What a throw.
Got the feet down. That'll be a touchdown. At least he's not doing the river dance.
He's just pumping up the ball. That's all. That one does not go into the creative top 10. But you know what? It's still a touchdown.
And he's been that way his entire career. Leftwich rifles this one to Wilford. Wilford using that strength gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
That's what happens when you have size at the wide receiver position. Wilford's almost 220 pounds. He's 6'4".
Basketball play, you just go set a screen for somebody. Palmer with good protection. Henry, touchdown.
Well, he zeroed in on Chris Henry right from the snap. That's exactly where he was going to go. They wanted the Jaguars in double coverage. They got it. They're fighting for home field. They know how important it is to try and gain home field in the playoffs.
This was the best start the Bengals had had since 1988.
Here in Pittsburgh, it's sunny and windy, temperature 60 degrees. Jacksonville 3-2, trailing Indianapolis in the south of the AFC, and Pittsburgh a half game behind Cincinnati in the AFC. Oh, 2 interceptions by the Jaguar defense against a team that hadn't lost one all season. First and goal at the 7. Jones. Greg Jones down to the goal line. And touchdown, Jacksonville. So Jones replacing the star runner Fred Taylor, and all that he has done in this first quarter is rush for 59 yards and now a touch. And Jacksonville has maintained its mark of not allowing a point in the first quarter all season. No other team has done that. Jerome Bettis in the backfield. Maddox scurries, throws underneath, complete to Heath Miller. He's to the goal line. Touchdown!
Well, that's what Bill Cowher was looking for when he drafted Miller in the first round out of Virginia.
Duhall, runner at the 30-yard line, and the punt by Chris Hansen. Hangs it high. You saw Randall L. check the room to run, and they got the block down the sidelines. Only the kicker to beat, and he's on his way for a touchdown. Antoine Randall L.
Well, normally on a punt return, you could look at several blocks. On this one, it looked like just one was the difference.
It's 3rd and 2 at the 10. They stack up the line of scrimmage. Leftwich lobs it into the end zone. It's caught by Jones, the rookie. Does it count? A flag is down, and so is Leftwich.
Roughing the passer. Defense, number 43.
They talked about
automatic first down.
They talked about number 18, Matt Jones, when he was the surprise first-round pick, and they said super hands. He's a basketball player at Arkansas.
Well, Terry McCauley said automatic first down. He didn't realize that it was actually a touchdown catch by Matt Jones.
Tails. What's your call, Jacksonville? His call is tails. Let's go heads. Let's go heads. It is heads. Pittsburgh won the toss. You want the ball?
Well, the Steelers will get it first in this 17-17 tie.
And then they went away from it.
5 wides. Maddox. Intercepted. It's Rashean Mathis to win it for Jacksonville. Mathis, who is maturing as one of the top cornerbacks in the league, wasn't seen by Maddox, darts in front of the receiver, and has his first interception for a touchdown in the NFL, 41 yards.
Tommy Maddox looking to the left of the field, comes back to Quincy Morgan. I can't explain what he's...
Turnovers committed inside the red zone is usually about 4. They gave 3 away last week. Manning to the end zone, looking for balls, and he takes it down for the touchdown. Using all that size to his advantage, there is a flag.
What did Tom Coughlin say?
Illegal contact, number 25 of the defense. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Touchdown to Burris. Nick Ferguson with the illegal contact. There's Mike Anderson. He crosses the plane. Touchdown. Touchdown Denver. Right behind Ben Hamilton. Play of the second half. First and goal. Carswell's eligible. There's the pass. And it's right back over to Kyle Johnson. That was his series. Touchdown Denver. First and goal to go. Tiki Barber up the middle and touchdown New York Giants.
What a drive by the Giants. End zone.
Manning looking. Here comes the pressure. Pass. Catch is made. It's Toomer again against the Broncos like he did back in '98.
Any advantage he could by getting off quick.
Second false start today by Chicago. 3rd and 12. In the middle for Moose. What a catch! Touchdown, Chicago. offensive touchdown in 2 straight weeks and haven't allowed a rushing touchdown this season. Jones looking to break that record. And he does. Pressure again on Garcia. Throw back across the body. This could be it. It will be it. Game. Bears. Charles Tillman seals the deal.
10 years in the league, 10 times 1,000 yards rushing for Curtis Martin, the veteran Jets running back. He needs a big game today against the Chargers for the Jets to pull off the win. And this game will be brought to you in high definition. 20 out of 28 trips. Touchdown, and here's Tomlinson. He finds the end zone, and the 2-game drought ends on the first Charger possession. And that was a very impressive first series for San Diego.
Well, a great cut doesn't mean anything unless you have someplace that's indefensible if Abraham doesn't get out into the flat.
San Diego picking at the bones of this Jets defense, and that's the strength of the New York team. Here's, oh, what a move by LaDainian Tomlinson. Oh, my, touchdown. Oh, my, what a play.
Well, first of all, look at the pass. He takes it right in stride, and then the move on Ty Law. Wow.
Curtis Martin, the tailback. And he gets the call up the middle, and that is his 100th career touchdown. The 10th running back in history to hit the century mark.
And of those previous 99, Dick, I'm not sure how many more of them meant something to their team than this one. Desperately needed was that touchdown run by Curtis Martin.
Second and goal. Tomlinson, he's got the trifecta. Third touchdown for LaDainian Tomlinson through a huge hole.
And right behind Neal.
And Neal, who loves that ISO block, Dan, and just get that linebacker lined up. And Tomlinson, 4 touchdowns. This one the easiest of the lot.
What a beautiful piece of play calling and blocking on the left side.
You build your team around your quarterbacks, and when 1 and 2 are knocked out in the same game in the same 5-minute period, that does provoke disaster. Throw, touchdown, there it is. Gerald Soule finally ends the drought. And Bollinger has his first big league touchdown pass.
To give up in that kind of a 3rd and long.
Plenty of time left, 6:20. Bollinger stumbles, throws to the end zone. Touchdown, does it count? Was he inbounds? Yes. Lavernius Coles.
Well, that is some comeback by Coles. And you can see Edwards saying we're going to go for 2 on this touchdown to try to get within a field goal is actually on the line. But then from this angle, you could see from that angle it looks in.
We hope you've enjoyed this first half of our doubleheader from the Meadowlands, where the final score will be 31-26 San Diego.
And major kudos to the New York Jets. 2-5 coming into this game. Every reason to roll over and play dead. They played hard.
Stay tuned. Our second half of the doubleheader, the Steelers at the Packers. We'll send you to New York, and Greg Gumbel, Capital One update right after this.
16 trips in the red zone, but this certainly has a strong chance to be different. 1st and goal to go to the end zone, and there's a grab. Chris Chambers, touchdown, Miami. 2nd down, 11. Blitz to the end zone to Watson, touchdown, New England. Minutes remaining. Quick snap. Able to field it, throw it, touchdown Miami! Busted play turns into a beauty for Miami.
The receiver's coming in motion. It hits the receiver, Gus Frerotte. He's not even ready for the football, but what heads up by...
Well, they're still going up, going for it all. In the end zone, was the foot down? Yes, they rule it on the field. Touchdown, Watson. To make it a 7-point game. Evans, big hole, he has it.
Well, when in doubt, you go back to what you are, the Patriots.
For a couple of weeks. Second and goal. And back again. It's Rhodes driving, and is he in? Yes! Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Well, I don't recognize it. It's not what I did when I played, that's for sure.
Fakes the quick pass on the short drop. Now it has a man open down long. It's Reggie Wayne inside the 20. Wayne shakes free. Touchdown. Colts. One play goes the distance, 66 yards.
They want to run the football to the left.
And they're moving quickly. Chad Johnson in stride. And there he goes. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Ran past Bob Sanders. And they answer right back.
Third and long, tough defense to blitz the Colts.
Wide open. He hits the backup tight end, Brian Fletcher, for the touchdown.
That's why he's out there. He can make plays with his arm.
On the ground, though, touchdown, Cincinnati. Rudy Johnson. So first and goal. It's Edgerrin's turn, and he moves the pile right into the end zone for a touchdown. Now 4 drives for the Colts and 4 touchdowns. Talking about Marvin. Third down, across the middle. Clark, and he's in for a touchdown. Dallas Clark feasting down the middle of the field all game long. 21 yards and a touchdown. A number of these in his career. Rudy Johnson, the running back, and he's tripped up. And on a second effort, is it? Touchdown. Plus, they've been getting sacks all season long, but none so far today. Third down. Palmer's pass caught. Hits Henry for the touchdown.
How about that? The last 10 points of the first half.
Second and goal, and it's Edgerrin James, and he is in. Touchdown. 15th play of the drive. 45-37 is the final. Indianapolis prevails.
Seattle, Washington on a clear, cool day. The scene today, Quest Field. East meets West in a battle between 2 NFC division leaders. It's the New York Giants taking on the Seattle Seahawks, who has 3 catches for 36 yards already. First down and a deep drop for Hasselbeck. Going for Jurevicius in the end zone. Caught for the touchdown as he out-wrestled Corey Webster for the ball.
He's so wide out to the left that you know it's not going to be a run.
And it's not. Manning pumps once, pass, caught, touchdown to Jeremy Shockey. He lost the ball after he had possession. It is a Giant touchdown.
But I guess if you score on a play like that, it really doesn't matter, guys.
For the score.
Yeah, the end zone much different than the sideline or in the field. Possession, feet down. Oh, we're inside of 2 minutes, so this will get a look up in the booth. Let's see. Possession, 1 foot. Does he get that second foot down?
Maybe we should go back to JB. He went to Harvard. He can interpret that a little better than we can.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Wow.
It is a touchdown.
Okay. Well, the indisputable visual evidence, and congrats to and the 49th straight game with that streak. Here's Hasselbeck going for Jurevicius. Touchdown. You said it. Yep. 16 yards set up by Alexander's runs.
That's the big thing. They got that running game moving.
But he knows that he's seen this formation before, so information's crucial at this point.
Here it is, 4th and inches. Alexander. No sign yet. He's got the first down. No signal for a touchdown as of yet.
I don't know, guys. It looked like he was over. I was standing 11 yards from where he went over. There it is.
There.
That's it.
10th false start penalty against the Giants. 1st and 15. And Manning going for Toomer. And
he didn't get his feet down?
And they're going to rule it that he's out of the end zone. Amani Toomer, and that ball kind of floated, Goose, as well. Toomer made the catch.
And one official saying right now he didn't see it. I don't think they saw it. Looked to me like he was out, and the only thing they can call is that he was out by contact.
And it looked like
I
Manuel
think he got him down. He did get him.
Touchdown.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
It is a touchdown. There's 1 foot.
Oh, that's got to be challenged.
And the other foot. Wow. That they will need to tie it up if it's a touchdown.
Reviewing the play, the receiver did have possession of the ball and did drag his second foot. Therefore, the ruling on the field stands. It is a touchdown.
One-on-one to the bottom of the screen with Amani Toomer.
And the pass is caught by Shockey for the 2-point conversion. And the Giants have tied it up 21-21.
Heads is called. It's tails.
37-yard attempt by Josh Brown to win it for the Seahawks. And the kick is good, and the Seahawks have finally won it, withstanding the Giants' late bid, 24-21 on Josh Brown's 37-yard field goal. Heartbreaking loss for the Giants, who had their shots. The Giants will drop to 7-4, tied with the Cowboys with the big showdown next week on Fox, and the Seahawks now. Bettis, he's got another.
Bill Cowher called out his offensive line after that loss to Indianapolis Monday night.
Carson Palmer with a very quick move, and he's going on top for Hushmanzada. He's got it for a touchdown. Oh my! Ricardo Coakley on the coverage, and Hushmanzada, who compliments Chad Johnson. They were teammates at Oregon State. And now they bring Hines Ward in motion to the other side, and then the throw over the middle to Quincy Morgan, and Morgan's in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers.
Out of the shotgun. Excellent protection, but look at the pass. This is a guy that's supposed to have a bad thumb. Now Quincy Morgan.
4 shots for the Bengals from just outside the 1 to tie it. And Palmer will throw for it, and it's a touchdown to Kelly. Reggie Kelly's first touchdown of the season. No wonder he's happy. Only his 9th reception. Using that no huddle, changes the play. Here they come. Into the end zone, touchdown! He goes to Hushmanzada, who just came back in after the injury in the end zone when Palmer missed him wide open, and Hushmanzada has a couple of scores in the averaging 4.6 today, 46 yards in 10 carries, and now Roethlisberger to the end zone. Touchdown! Hines Ward sliding and scooping the score.
Did Ben Roethlisberger get that ball in there? Ward came in motion across the formation again, working on Torrey James. Look at that throw.
Inside the 1. Rudy Johnson. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. Johnson has the first rushing score of the day for Cincinnati. He's over the 1,000-yard mark on the season, and that's his 8th touchdown rush. Yards away from the century mark. Rare to do against Pittsburgh. Here he goes. On the outside at the 10, the 5. He is in the end zone. Another touchdown for Rudy Johnson and the Bengals.
They ran right at the Steeler blitz. Chris Hope comes on the blitz right at the play. And again, they have all their timeouts remaining, but they're wise to save them.
1st and goal. Roethlisberger to the end zone. Touchdown!
Hines Ward has his second of the day.
And another razor-sharp pass by Ben Roethlisberger.
35-yard line's the line for Roethlisberger. Hit from behind by the jersey. Throws it away. Intercept. No, they're going to rule the ball dead.
Bernie ruled him down.
He ruled him in the grass. And Cincinnati will go home well in charge of the AFC North.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers with 3 consecutive losses.
With an outstanding game, 38-31, all offense in Pittsburgh today. Coming up next, it'll be the Broncos and the Chiefs, or the Jets and Patriots. Check your local listings. You've been watching the NFL on CBS. The Bears have it going their way, and the Steelers need to get it going today as we welcome you to snowy Pittsburgh. Heinz Field to see today for what should be a grueling defensive battle between the Chicago Bears and the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the 14, so an early key stop, Jerome Bettis checking in for the Steelers. Expected to see a lot of action, and here is the pass to Hines Ward, and Ward gets to the 5, still on his feet, scores, touchdown Pittsburgh. Goal at the 1. And they give it to the bus. Touchdown Steelers. This is a totally different team than the club that lost the previous 3. A 1-yard run by Jerome Bettis. To the Pro Bowl last year, Farrakhan went to the last 4 Pro Bowls. Second down and goal, they go to Bettis again. Bettis gets hit, still driving, touchdown! They said it could be a Jerome Bettis kind of day, and it is. His second touchdown here, 5 yards.
We've talked about missed tackles, but these are just broken tackles by Jerome Bettis. Bam, bam. Well, I tell you, some guys, you get down to the red zone, down by the goal line, and they just have a nose for the end zone, and that's Jerome Bettis. You saw the one earlier in the game.
On the 1-yard line. And the handoff to Thomas Jones. And Jones scores for the Bears. So all of a sudden, the fourth quarter light went on, and Kyle Orton hit 2 big pass plays, and then Thomas Jones goes over from 1, and it's now, all of a sudden, 21-9. Misses the kick as he hooked it. Bill Cowher's Steelers come back against the Bears and end the Chicago 8-game winning streak in the process. And that's the story here in Pittsburgh on a snowy day, victorious day for Pittsburgh. Steelers win it 21-9. We'll be back here at Heinz Field after these messages.
And welcome to Giant Stadium on a chilly but not unbearably so night here for the Chiefs and the Giants.
I can't. I'm just not as tough as I used to be.
Second down at 10. And his defense needs to play tough. But Tiki breaks away from him. And Barber still going. They never got him. What a run. Touchdown. Tiki Barber. Yards. He broke 3 or 4 tackles. He got away from Warfield, got away from Wesley, got away from Knight.
A great run, yes, he breaks tackles. Or do you see some bad tackling and players who are not hustling to get back into the play? Just deceptive in the way he runs.
So from the 14, it's Johnson. Johnson, touchdown.
My gosh. That is incredible. Velcro. That's what it looks like. The Chiefs hit the Giants. Smaller running backs were not in vogue. Now, if you're big, you're different.
The Toomer. And Toomer, again, the Chiefs let him get away, and it's a touchdown, New York. Players this time had a shot at him. Mitchell, Knight, and Bell.
hoping to pick up a couple yards.
What was it, knee down?
Kendrell Bell.
That's
the leg is down. That is a.
Well, I'm not sure. Did it ever touch?
If any part of that leg hits the ground.
Kansas City is challenging the goalie on the field. It's a touchdown. Challenging is done by contact. After reviewing the play stands is called. Kansas City is charged by timeout.
You have to think it's Larry Johnson's number. They couldn't get it across in the first half, but this time diving in for the touchdown. Larry Johnson. Celebrating a big basketball win today. 18th.
Sports day today, huh?
Big day. There's Barber. Barber gets away at the 10, at the 5, and driving in for the touchdown. New York Giants. This time, Junior C of E had a hold of him, and all 3 Giant touchdowns today have come off broken tackles. It's not only a career high, it's an NFL high. The highest. Happy holidays as the Giants rejoice. What a performance by Tiki Barber. The best by any running back in the league this year, rushing. Kansas City now must beat San Diego next week. Still so many scenarios. They have tiebreaker edges with the Steelers. They're not dead yet.
Head coach Jim Mora, Michael Vick, and the Atlanta Falcons hope to keep their playoff hopes alive today here in Tampa, Florida. On a 66-degree afternoon, it's an NFC South matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Pass interference on Kelly. First and goal from the 5 off the play fake. Pass is caught and diving ahead for the touchdown is the fullback, Justin Griffith. One penalty, 47 yards, the other 30. Sims complete. Jameel Cook spins into the end zone. Touchdown. Passes to fullbacks.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's so conscious about the wide receivers. And so the fullbacks who don't get a chance to touch the ball a lot.
Second down and 8. Play action. Sims rolling left. And now he throws. It is caught by Alstott, and he dives in for the touchdown. The third touchdown by a fullback in today's game. 2 tight ends. Second and goal from the 8. Vick looking end zone. He throws to Jenkins. Touchdown.
That high throw there. Jenkins going way up top for that one. And again, but that one to the left again.
So a first and goal from the Tampa Bay 3. Duckett. Touchdown Falcons. T.J. Duckett into the end zone, giving Atlanta the lead with 4:18 remaining.
I'd give this ball to Cadillac, let Alstott be my lead blocker, get the first down and call timeout.
4th and inches, it's Cadillac.
Or
running left, and he is in for the touchdown.
Wow. What a call. What an execution. By Sims, by Cadillac, by Gruden.
Heads is the call. Tails, you've won the toss. You want to kick in that direction? Tampa Bay has won the toss and will.
From the left hash, Bidwell the holder from 41 yards. The kick by Bryant is good with 15 seconds remaining in overtime. Final again in overtime. The Bucs 27, the Falcons 24. The Bucs very much alive in the race.
And at running back, the 5th all-time leading rusher in NFL history from Notre Dame, ride the bus, number 36, Jerome Bettis.
Nick Harris punts it away. Randall L. is deep. He'll take it at the 19. And there's a lane. Randall L. one man to beat. And he beat him. No flags down. 81 yards.
Ronnie, what a terrific job by everybody blocking him up in front of Antoine Randall.
4th and goal. Bettis in the backfield. 2-man in motion. Bettis, he's got to get it in. He gets it in. Touchdown Steelers. No flags down. Diesel. Touchdown. It may be his last game here at Heinz Field. Ward has just gone over the 7,000-yard career receiving mark. Bettis, is he in? Yes! 3 touchdowns on the day for Jerome Bettis. The 3rd time in his career that he's rushed for 3 touchdowns in a single game. They say he's very good in the red zone. He splits out to the bottom of your screen. Empty backfield. Ball better come out quick. Or Roethlisberger better come out quick. Roethlisberger might take this in. He scores! Ben Roethlisberger didn't like the coverage, didn't like the plan, and he says, I'll take this one. We don't need the bus here.
Let me tell you what keeps it alive for Ben Roethlisberger, Ronnie. It's the fact that he never gave up. Tell me he doesn't have fun playing the game of football, and always has from day one.
But you get that as soon as he comes into the meeting room.
You do.
The guy loves to play. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, with the win, cement the playoff spot. And Jerome Bettis, 3 touchdowns in his final game, possibly. Here at Heinz Field. And that is a final here. The Steelers have wrapped it up. For Ron Pitts, Tim Ryan, Jennifer Hammond, we say so long and a happy new year to all of you. Right now, let's go to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Aaron Rodgers to begin the new era in Green Bay Packer football. The last time Brett Favre didn't start, more than a decade and a half. A throw down here. Oh boy. Touchdown. Corey.
Well, does it remind you of him at all?
Yeah, that was Favre-like. Okay, are you happy now?
Are the people in here ecstatic? And do you
because
feel,
the Packers scored.
And
You got to let it go, Tony.
And the game is joined at this point. The game is joined. That's a Favre-like throw.
I'll go into the football.
This Clooney punts.
Let's say return.
Will Blackman 24, 10 yards of space. Sideline. Cutting back, needs 2 more blocks. Got 1. Got the other one. Touchdown, Green Bay. Yards. Receivers to the right. Jackson is the running back. And Rodgers sneaking in for the touchdown. He's got those bodies out of there. Got a Lambeau leap in you, Aaron? Go take it. Shanko, the tight ends, the slot at the top. Intercepted, throw to Atari Bigby. He should just go down. This return doesn't matter. Nothing good can happen here, Big B. Game over. Packers win.
How do you really feel, Mike? You're right. Get down.
Hectoring from the booth and lecturing. Nothing good can happen here, Big B.
Well, he's right.
I love that.
Get to win one in green.
Week 2 in the National Football League on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon in the Pacific Northwest. 2 NFC West Division rivals in search of their first victory of the season. The San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks.
John Carlson in the passing game.
Hasselbeck, pump fake, hands it off to Jones, inside the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown!
Julius Jones takes advantage of an opportunity presented.
The Taunton penalty gives the 49ers an automatic first down instead of punting from the end zone. Gore loses the football. It's recovered by Trufant. He fumbles. It's still loose. And it's taken into the end zone for a touchdown by Craig Terrell. O'Sullivan to the end zone. Brian Johnson makes the catch. Touchdown 49ers. Floyd, pork chop, Womack. 2nd and 14. Hasselbeck fires. It bounces off McMullen and is intercepted by Patrick Willis. Willis makes a move on Hasselbeck. One man to beat. Patrick Willis
Get him, Leonard!
takes it all the way for a touchdown. 86 yards on the return.
Good block by Vernon Davis to get him on the corner.
David Boss, an extra tight end. Gore bounces it to the outside and walks it in for a touchdown.
Another big backfield.
2nd and goal. Duckett, touchdown.
San Francisco has chosen tails. And it is tails. They want the ball. All right.
Placed down by Lee. Nedney's kick this time is good.
That's a really, really big win for this 49er team. And Mike Nolan early in the week had said that even though they got beat by Arizona last week in the opener, he felt the team was better than they were last year when they started off 0-2. This gives him some validation about that because they came to a very difficult stadium to play, made a lot of mistakes, and fell behind 14-0, and were able to pull this game out.
It's week 3, the NFL on CBS. We join you here in New England, the Patriots and the Miami Dolphins from Gillette Stadium.
On 6 red zone possessions.
Ricky Williams is in. He sets up as a slot receiver. 8th play of the drive. Now Williams will shift.
Look at that.
Ronnie Brown untouched for the touchdown.
This is reminiscent of what you saw from Darren McFadden in the Arkansas Razorbacks over the last few years. That spread formation where you snap it to the running back. They fake the reverse with Ricky Williams coming around in. Ronnie Brown just buries his head for Coach Tony Sparano. Watch the fake reverse, and then he leads it right behind the pulling guard, Justin Smiley. Or do you try to trust in your offensive line and run the football?
Fans react here in Foxborough from the 15. Handoff, it's Ronnie Brown. Pummeling through. He's got a touchdown. Oh, Ronnie Brown.
rip, and Miami adds to its lead.
It's to the left side. Justin Smiley, Jake Long.
And Chad Pennington has completed 11 straight. He's going to set up as a receiver again. Running up the middle. Touchdown! Ronnie Brown taking the lead and going in for his third score of the day.
It's the same play as the first touchdown run by Ronnie Brown. And normally you would see a Bill Belichick defense making adjustments on the sideline.
Georgia Tech replaces him. Chad Pennington is not under center. Again, Ronnie Brown looking to throw it. Brown, touchdown! Anthony Fasano! They've pulled out all the stops here in New England, and the Miami Dolphins are trouncing the Patriots.
Chad Henne, you deserve a game ball. A wonderful design. Tony Sparano's got to be elated with what he is seeing. And you know Bill Belichick and his defense talked about it. And watch the tight end. That's Fasano there. He's going to get behind the defense. The left-hand throw from Ronnie Brown.
An 11-game road losing streak. And now Miami sends Pennington out to the perimeter again, and it's Ronnie Brown. And they continue to gash the Patriots. Ronnie Brown is gone. Touchdown, Dolphins. He has just tied Miami's franchise record for touchdowns in a game as flags come down.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Both are dead ball fouls. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 50, New England. Personal foul, number 34, on the offense, Miami. The penalties will offset. Result of the play, touchdown.
62 yards for Brown. And what a day. It's gotten completely ridiculous. As we wrap things up here from Gillette Stadium. For Solomon Wilcots, I'm Ian Eagle. Miami wins it. Don't forget, second half of the doubleheader coming up. We'll take you to New York and James Brown after these messages. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports.
Ultimately, in the Jets threatening, still no score. Third down and goal on the 10th play of this drive. Brett Favre stepping up, throws it, touchdown! And that's Lavernius Coles in the back of the end zone to give the Jets the lead. Looking at third down and 8. Empty backfield for Kurt Warner. Not much of a pass rush by the Jets, and the pass is picked off by Darrelle Revis, and he'll walk it in for the touchdown. Jones back in there, first down at the 34. 19, 17, and 13 yards in this drive, and then here's a wide open receiver going in, Coles for his second touchdown. And an injured Cardinal back on the 29-yard line as Brett Favre has thrown his second touchdown pass to Lavernius Coles, and Eric Green is hurt. 34-yard pass. And Leon Washington gets a word from Favre. First and goal, and there's a fade pattern, and Coles has it for the touchdown. First time in his career, Lavernius Coles has caught 3 TDs in the same game, and he does it in the first half. First and goal as they spread out the Jets defense. And they hand off to James, who goes in for the touchdown. So a nifty drive with Preston catching 4 passes and James running the last 2 plays, including this 4-yard touchdown. First and goal at the 2. Edgerrin James on the handoff gets his second touchdown here in the third quarter. So the Cardinals silence the crowd even more, if that's possible, scoring on their first 2 possessions, stopping the Jets 3 and out. It's 21-point deficit right now, could be 19. They give it to Edgerrin James, who goes in for the 2. So 15 points scored by the Cardinals, and still 5:41 to go in the third. It's 34-50. Crowd getting back into it, as Baldy indicated. Here's Hightower, touchdown to Tim Hightower with the touchdown, his third TD of the season from 1 yard out. And all of a sudden, and we still have almost 3 minutes to go in the third, it's 34-21, and they'll go for second down and 7 from the 17. Pump fake, far, wide open, touchdown, Kotchery. Well, he's in the mix now. 17 yards, Favre with his 4th touchdown pass of the game.
Now they got him on opposite sides on this play.
Second down and 3, and the quick out to Anquan Bolden. Touchdown! Bolden gets in, and a good play and a good point out by Ubaldi with Bolden on the outside. One man to beat, goes in for the score, and they scored in a hurry. They're going to run it, and no, they're going to pass it wide open, and a touchdown to Kotchery. Jericho Kotchery, what a great play on a great fake to Jones. If they had handed off, he would have had the first down. 40 yards for the score. And the Jets may have put it away with that on one onside kick today. Warner into the end zone, and it's caught by Jeremy Urban for the touchdown. Well, the Cardinals went 2 minutes to score their last touchdown, and this is a 14-yard strike to Urban. Kotchery went in motion. And Favre's pass, wide open, touchdown for the rookie tight end, Dustin Keller. Boy, a lot of these have been so easy, Baldy.
He got a little motion, which said they're going to be a man-to-man. That's why he put Jericho Kotchery in motion. Once Brett saw man-to-man, he said, you know what, we've gotten the ball to our receivers. How about to a tight end?
Coming off a game in which he struggled in San Diego, hurt his ankle, and what a response.
Maybe he won't even be out of the playbook.
He's done that before. 54-35, and Washington, close to the goal line, makes it in for the 2-point conversion. And the Jets lead 56-35.
On 3rd and goal. A dive. To the end zone. Touchdown.
Too easy. And the red zone woes of the Texans continue. 11 touchdowns given up on 12 trips.
They can get a first down without getting the touchdown. Down at about the half-yard line. Manning. Pump fake, end zone, touchdown. Tom Santee with the good hands in the end zone, and Manning marches the Colts downfield and into the end zone. The Houston Texans, who are looking at 3rd and 8. Rosenfeld by himself, penalty marker flies, and Rosenfeld lost the football, picked up by the Colts. This is Gary Brackett. Brackett up the sideline with blockers to the 10, the 5, touchdown.
Again, there is a penalty marker down.
Holding offense number 69. This penalty will be declined. The result of the play, touchdown.
Unbelievable. Look at this effort but look at it, look where the ball is. He never did get it into his body at the last minute.
Manning throwing far corner of the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. Reggie Wayne.
That is unbelievable. What a catch by Reggie Wayne. Did he get both of his feet in? Just a little fade to the outside. Reeves, the defender. It looked like the right knee came down. Does the right knee come down inbounds? Let's see if that right knee touches down inbounds. He's got control of the ball. And a stunning development here for Houston.
50 seconds on the clock. Rosenfeld with time, throwing, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, and down to the turf with the football goes Melvin Bullock. Blowing a 27-10 lead and losing it 31-27. That's our final score.
31-27 up next. NFL on CBS continues with double interaction for Dan Deerdorf, Greg Gumbel. So long from Houston.
J.J. Arrington and Jeremy Urban are back deep. And Arrington at the 9. Good return by Arrington. Still on his feet. Has blockers. Inside the 20, the 10. J.J. Arrington goes in for the touchdown.
Well, you take a look at this, and it looked like when they had him to the sideline right there that they might have been able to push him out. You got the kicker who was in a position to knock him out of bounds. He's able to get underneath him. J.J. Arrington, another way, Dick, that they could beat the Cowboys.
Romo has Creighton wide open down the middle. Patrick Creighton cutting to the outside. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Creighton, he goes to the middle of the field. He puts a move on him there. They're in a zone coverage. Pretty good blocking there by T.O., at least, in shielding him. And then the safety, the middle safety, just is unable to get.
Romo, pass, caught, touchdown, Miles Austin. Warner with another fade, and this time Larry Fitzgerald keeps both feet in bounds. Touchdown. And the Cardinals come back to within 1. Kurt Warner with the 11th touchdown pass of the year, and Larry Fitzgerald with the TD catch. And Warner's pass, and it's caught, touchdown by Preston.
He's attracting a lot of attention, as you would expect right now.
Romo going to Barber out of the backfield. And down the sideline, a big play by Barber. Still on his feet. Trying to beat Roll into the end zone, and does.
I gotta tell you, this was about as sloppy a defense as what you could see. All the missed tackles, missed angles. He's on the sideline there. There are a lot of guys that had angles on Marion Barber to be able to knock him out of bounds, and they just were unable to do it. The one thing Arizona couldn't have happen is a quick score.
Is back deep, and the kick is blocked. Flag is down, however, and it's a touchdown. Sean Morey blocked it, and recovering in the end zone for a touchdown, but there was a flag down on the kick.
And an ineligible man downfield for the kicking team. Penalties decline. Touchdown.
Well, what a jump they got off the edge, and they just come completely untouched. It's Sean Morey that makes the block.
Wow. And the Cardinals have defeated the Dallas Cowboys early in.
3 tight ends, a fullback, and Adrian Peterson. Peterson to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown. He kept fighting for that last inch. Corey Graham had him wrapped up, and Peterson kept fighting for the last inch and made it to the goal line. Horton under pressure, throws, and completes. Touchdown, Greg Olsen. How about that for a response by the Bears? 54 yards in a hurry. That is the 9th touchdown pass thrown by Kyle Orton in the last 5 games.
But I'll tell you what, he's got about 5 or 6 new guys on that punt return unit that are trying to block for him.
Cooley dropped the ball, and it's blocked. He kicks it again. They're picked up by the Bears and run in by Garrett Wolf. There's a flag on the field. Greg Stelz, the rookie defensive back, blocked.
The punt was blocked, and during the loose ball, it was illegally kicked by number 5 of the kicking team. That penalty is declined. behind. Touchdown.
Off the fake, Farad with time, throws, he's got a man, touchdown, Vicente Shenko, the tight end. And the Vikings come right back, so back and forth we go. A 70-yard drive for the Vikings.
With an offensive tackle.
Brad Maynard's first punt of the game. Charles Gordon goes over, lets it bounce. It hits Gordon, it's a free ball, and it is recovered by the Bears for a touchdown. Scoring his first touchdown. How about this?
You see exactly what Gordon tried to do right there. He tried to block the gunner on the punt team.
Peterson and Taylor in the backfield. Taylor over the top. Touchdown. So they changed it up, and the Vikings, they spot the ball at the 36. Two tight ends in. Orton works out of the shotgun. Everybody out. Orton throws. Desmond Clark heading for the end zone. Dropped the football. It's recovered by Rasheed Davis for a touchdown. Desmond Clark was hit at the goal line.
I can't play the whole game. I can't go 50 or 60 plays. And clearly he was right with his own health.
Peterson on first down. Good hole there. Cuts it back. Turns it into a big one. Can he get one more block? Adrian Peterson goes all the way. Touchdown Vikings, a 54-yard touchdown run for Adrian Peterson. He's done it again at Soldier Field. Blitz was picked up. Orton finds Marty Booker. Turned it inside. He may go all the way. He does. Touchdown. Forte, touchdown, just walks in easily as they block down well. McKee with a big block, and Forte takes it in, and the Bears widen their lead.
These guys up front are starting to feel the no huddle right now.
Chester Taylor in the backfield on second and goal. Farad throwing, and it is, was he out of bounds? Touchdown! They call touchdown Bernard Berrien.
A showdown in Pittsburgh. The Giants and the Steelers, both with 5-1 records, leading their respective divisions, clash today. The NFL on Fox. After the Giants went 3 and out. Second down and 4 in Giant territory. And here's Moore again, gets the first down, gets past Johnson, and Mewelde Moore scores another touchdown. With the catch, and Butler backed up and in the end zone. Touchdown Pittsburgh.
They've just been very ineffective on third down.
James Harrison, the new long snapper, snaps it out of the end zone for a safety, and the Giants have tied the score at 14 as Greg Warren was carted off on on the last series, and the Steelers called on James Harrison as the long snapper in reserve, and the Giants will get the ball again.
Well, I'm sure this is something that James Harrison does not spend a lot of time doing. You know, Warren is their primary long snapper, not...
Giants moving the ball, the Steelers not here in the fourth quarter. Second down and goal, and there's Manning with a pass touchdown to Kevin Boss. The Giants finally score in the red zone and take the lead with 3:07 remaining in the fourth, leading by 6 now, 20-14.
Well, I like the call by Kevin Gilbride. You got second and goal. Another Easter punt.
Out to the 20-yard line. And fourth down. Pressure put on Roethlisberger, and the pass is intercepted. Kenny Phillips picks it off, intended for Lima Swede, and the Giants will put this one away. Still to come. Final score, the Giants 21, Steelers 14. We'll be right back.
Tampa Bay won't be able to do it if they keep playing like they've been playing in the red zone.
Oh, gosh, they won't be able to do anything if they do that.
They've got to turn the field goals into touchdowns starting right now. Smith has had some nice returns all day. He could take this one. A missed tackle, and Clifton Smith will score. 97 yards, and Tony Baselli, we were just talking about it. What do the Buccaneers have to do to get back in it? Well, that's a big step in the right direction. Plays like that get you beat. Now let's see if Tampa Bay can actually put it in the end zone. A little trickeration on their own, and it works. The halfback pass. Alex Smith with the touchdown. Graham to Smith. And John Gruden says we're going for 2.
And I'm a little curious that Herm Edwards took a timeout there because the clock was running even before the snap. Because they start the clock after that last penalty.
No timeouts, 25 seconds left. Buccaneers need to score. Need a touchdown. Garcia, very close to the line. Bad throw, got it in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Antonio Bryant with Garcia very close to the line of scrimmage. Throw inside, they got it. That's Smith.
Tampa, it's your choice. Heads. Heads is the call. Heads is the call. It is heads. Tampa has won the toss and wishes to receive.
It's clean. No markers are down. Game over. Tampa Bay fights back and wins here in Kansas City. Right now, we send you to game number 2. The New York Giants taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
Just across the parking lot from the home of baseball's world champions is Lincoln Financial Field, where on this 48-degree night, the Philadelphia Eagles come out onto the field ready to take on the Super Bowl champion. He answered a lot of questions in January and February last year. And now that pass is taken away by Patterson. The defensive tackle takes it inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Now the Wildcat offense here. Deshaun Jackson's going to take the snap. There he is. He's the wide receiver, second-round draft choice from Cal. And Jackson around the corner will get to about the... No, he'll get in. He'll cross the goal line. The side judge is right there as he gets the pylon off a block by John Runyon.
This team, he's the ideal guy.
He returns punts. Their first ended in an interception, which the Eagles turned into a touchdown. And Manning guns it to the end zone on 3rd and 9, and it is caught by Burris. Touchdown Giant from inside the 1. The fake to Jacobs, and Manning hit as he throws, and that pass is caught for a touchdown by Kevin Boss. So they go to the air off the play fake, and Manning has been tremendously successful on play action.
Remember the Super Bowl.
This is Tom Brady, second and goal. And that pass is caught at the 3-yard line and taken in by Jason Avant for the touchdown. reception of the night. He beats Aaron Ross. 3rd and 10. Manning's going to step up. Manning's going to throw to the 4-yard line, and then the flag is thrown because Eli, I believe, was across the line of scrimmage. Every part of your body, every part must be across the line of scrimmage when you release the ball. So even as you look at this play right here, when does the ball come out? If his right foot is still not passed, here's McCauley.
The quarterback's back foot was not beyond the line at the moment the ball was released. There is no foul in the play. The ball belongs to New York at the 3-yard line.
Jacobs is behind Hedgecock now. They're going to give it to him, and Jacobs is going to bull his way for a touchdown. That's about the best throw at the home for right now. Bowling the field goal. The Giants have other ideas. And bulldozing his way into the end zone. The ball again coming loose, but the touchdown signal is made.
But again, this is one of the things with a good, strong, tough runner. You're going to fight to stay up, and that defense is going to get a lot of shots at the ball. I think this challenge is a good challenge.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
McNabb has to make the play here.
He extended that last play and took him down to the 2. Here he goes again on a roll. Looking, throwing in the back of the end zone, and it is caught by Curtis for the touchdown. And on 4th and inches, the Giants will
quarterback sneak.
Go for it here. Manning, and he will make it.
3rd and 2. Washington splits right. Leon Washington with the catch. Washington to the goal line and a touchdown, Jets. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the season, and on the opening drive, the Jets strike first.
Well, and there is a Leon Washington pack. Seeing these offenses going up and down the field, this game may well come down to which quarterback can convert once they get in that red zone.
Gostkowski to Washington from his own 9. Always a threat is Leon Washington. Turns on Gostkowski. It's a foot race. Does Merriweather have an angle? Touchdown Jets, Leon Washington. 92 yards. Right now the Jets are putting their stamp on this ball game. 2nd and 9. Favre, slant, Cotchery, reaching for the goal line. Touchdown is the signal. Brett Favre throws his 2nd touchdown pass. Cotchery broke the plane 15 yards. Then the ball came out. There's a discussion, but it looked like he crossed the goal line.
And that strategy has been pretty effective so far.
Ty Law matched up with Randy Moss on a 3rd and 10. Castle looks right. Gaffney's got it. Touchdown, New England. He beats Dwight Lowry. And boy, did they need that. Second and short. Castle again. Has time. Castle to the end zone. Touchdown! Ben Watson, his first of the season. And on the final play of the 3rd quarter, New England is right back in it.
And Calvin Pace's nightmare of trying to cover Ben Watson continues. He ran a corner route, circled back in, and just simply fell down.
Castle works out of the gun.
See if they go quarterback draw.
Has time. Got it. Gaffney. New England's first 2-point conversion, and just like that. Jones the tailback, Richardson the fullback. 2nd and goal. Thomas Jones is in for the touchdown. And with 3:10 to go, the Jets have the lead back. And the 3rd down holding call on Vrabel, costly.
Ty Law now is going to back off Randy Moss and give him a free release. I don't know about that one.
Castle avoids the sack. Castle to the end zone in traffic, and it's caught on the sideline for a touchdown. Randy Moss with 1 second to go.
Space down the field. Then he gets rebound position here against Ty Law. Drags the feet.
It's a good catch.
Touch.
Did you call the toss? Call us tails? It is a tail. Which way would you like to kick? Stay where you are. The Jets have won the toss. Elect to receive.
To give the Jets first place in the division. Snap is good, and Feely knocks it through, and the Jets have won it. In overtime, 34-31.
And now for the handshake.
Only the second time Eric Mangini has beaten Bill Belichick in his 3 years as head coach ever in the NFL.
And again, his best completion percentage of his career this season. He's got another one. It's Jones. He's looking around, weaving to the end zone for the touchdown. Thomas Jones.
What a play call. What a series of just mixing everything up against this Tennessee Titans defense.
Traffic in the back of the end zone. Cole's able to snag it for the 2-yard touchdown reception.
Thinking over there, doesn't even put his other hand on the football, just whirls it around and makes that throw in the back. What a throw, what a catch. This blueprint, get rid of the football quickly. I expect him to do this kind of offense the rest of the year.
Wide open running lane for Leon Washington. A foot race. He shakes off the hit by Hope, and he's in for the touchdown. 61 yards.
When you lose, it makes you go back and start paying attention to the details that you might not look at when you win everything.
Leon Washington near the goal line, and it's a touchdown signal. Jets punch it across. 4-yard touchdown run.
80 yards shy now of 1,000 yards this season. Second-round pick out of Tulane on 2nd and 7. That pass is caught by Hester, and Hester is going to break free, and nobody's going to catch Devin Hester, who goes in for a touchdown. 65 yards on a 2nd and 7, and that's, of course, one of the reasons that they put Devin Hester into the lineup, into the offensive game plan. He may have lost his job as the kickoff returner, but he makes an immediate splash here in Minneapolis tonight.
Yeah, and this is what the Bears were talking about last night when they said we have to get the ball to our wide receivers, and of course that wide receiver was going to give you the big play when you're trying to get in their end zone.
Now Farad tries to give him some breathing room, and he's going to take a shot deep downfield, and open is Bernard Berrien, and the former Bear will go 99 yards for a touchdown. Wow. 1st and 10 of the 21. Farad over the middle. They split Forte to the left. They empty the backfield, and the pass to Forte is caught for a touchdown. They got him one-on-one and isolated him with the outside linebacker, Chad Greenway, as they broke the formation, got him against the linebacker, and in they go for the touchdown. It as well.
How do you get like that in an indoor arena?
2nd and 10.
Carpet.
We need a cut man on the other side. And this is Taylor running to the end zone for a touchdown. If the extra point was good instead of keeping it to a field goal. And 13. Peterson back in. They give it to him, and he goes in easily for the touchdown.
And away we go on a cold day in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And a great matchup, old school style. Interconference, the Dallas Cowboys at 8-4 against the Pittsburgh Steelers 9-3. Romo, a little fake with his shoulders, and he's picked off. Polamalu another. 7 on the year. and interceptions in 4 straight games.
You made that look easy, didn't he? But Ryan Clark has been a main contributor for this team this season. He was last year as well until he got hurt.
Terrell Owens has been shut out, barely even in that last huddle. Romo with all day. Can't find anywhere to go with it, and now throws it into the end zone, and there's Owens. First catch, first touchdown of the evening. Career touchdown number 140. He's 4th on the all-time list, and that's the first third-quarter touchdown this Steeler defense has allowed all year. Happy birthday, T.O. He has a extra man on the pass rush. That's Heath Miller. Touchdown. Read the lips of Dan Rooney, who he showed in the owner's box. He said, go for 2. Dallas will start at their own 15 after Madison made the tackle. Just a 14-yard return. Romo throws high, intercepted. Townsend. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Witten points at himself as he's looking at Tony Romo saying, hey, that was all on me. You know, Romo's expecting Witten to break outside. He hooked up. But even if he had broken outside, I'm not so sure that it would have been a completion. Maybe at least Witten could have gotten a hand on it and it wouldn't have been intercepted. But what a job by this Pittsburgh defense. They've been showing up when they've had to all year.
Cowboys had it going, had the makings of a big win. An upset road win here in Pittsburgh against the top defense in the NFL. It's the top defense in the NFL that got the better of the Cowboys in the end. We'll come back and wrap up our day here in Pittsburgh after the break. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers celebrate their 10th win of the year.
You are looking down at the raucous home of the Baltimore Ravens. Pittsburgh comes to town, a crucial matchup in the AFC North. Pittsburgh can claim the division today with a win. A Baltimore victory. 3rd and goal from the 4. Roethlisberger, first option, shut down. Looking for a second, a 3rd option, now throws it. Man's there. Is he in the end zone?
We have a touchdown.
It's a touchdown for Pittsburgh. Harbaugh's saying, now wait a minute. You know he's been getting word from upstairs from his assistants that we're going to be okay with this one. We're going to get the call, but they don't. They would, in fact, the Steelers be the #1 seed in the playoffs. They would win the division today. They would lock it up right now if they can keep Baltimore out of the end zone here in the last 19 seconds. Flacco, will he go for the big ball? Yes, he does. Down the field, and he's intercepted. William Gay has it, and the Steelers are going to lay claim to the AFC North Division title.
Well, that was a good time to take the chance. Joe Flacco did the right thing.
By running the table the next 2 weeks. Baltimore currently holds the 2nd wild card by a tiebreaker over Miami and New England. Find a way to win. That's what Roethlisberger said last night. And that was true today, a 92-yard winning drive to lock up their division.
Too tight, too wide here on 2nd down and 12. Williams creased through the middle and goes in untouched for a touchdown. Right over right guard between Khalil and Handgartner, the right guard. That's a 13-yard touchdown run.
I tell you this, and the offensive line loves these kind of games because they are wearing down the Carolina defense.
Can Jacobs make it pay off? No signal yet. Now there is. Touchdown. Brandon Jacobs into the end zone. Ross will line up on Smith to the left side. Give the ball to Williams, and Williams is going to take the ball inside the 1 and to the end zone. Touchdown, Williams. That's a 66-yard drive to the consternation and exasperation of Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, Travell Ward in the guard.
3rd and goal. Williams. And Williams is in again, so he has a first half hat trick. 17 rushing touchdowns, 19 overall touchdowns for DeAngelo Williams. Ward flanks Manning. Eli in the gun. 3rd down and goal. Manning protected. Throws into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown by Kevin Boss. So Kevin Boss, who caught the key pass early in the drive on a 3rd and 10 after a penalty. Steve Smith at USC. There's Tuck battling the flu on the sideline again from the 30-yard line. Williams will cut it to the outside. Pick up a first down. He scored 3 touchdowns tonight, and you can make it 4. DeAngelo Williams into the end zone, and that will silence the crowd. A 30-yard touchdown run.
This guy is really something. I mean, you think you have him.
Hitchcock is the blocking back. Brandon Jacobs to the end zone. 3:21, down by 2, and clearly Coughlin will send in his best 2-point play right here. Manning to line up in the gun. Jacobs is next to him. The fake to Jacobs. The pass to the end zone for the conversion to Dominic Hickson.
What's your goal?
Yes.
He called hands.
Offensive line, you can either have a tight end or a fullback. In the Giants' case, it's fullback.
They'll try to end it with a touchdown. Brandon Jacobs to the end zone and cementing home field for the NFC playoffs.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, hit everything. Give me what you got. Let's go to war, baby. Domination. 1, 2, 3. Go!
The Dallas Cowboys are here for week number 17. It's the season finale here in 2008. And this bitter rivalry continues between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia.
Extremely important for their psyche to punch this one in.
McNabb again. Still no signal yet. Looked like he got in. Touchdown. Westbrook again at the bottom of your screen. McNabb underneath. Buckhalter. Touchdown. They fake the handoff throw. Touchdown Selleck.
a new deal would eliminate all that conversation.
Squib kick by Akers. Here is Pac-Man Jones. And Pac-Man loses the football. Has it ripped out and the Eagles take over. And with 5 seconds left, they'll have an opportunity for a field goal by Dick. Another blitz from the Eagles. And knocked out of the hand by Dawkins. Fumbled by Romo down the field. Clemens, a stiff arm and a touchdown.
Before they're able to put enough points on the board, they need big chunks like they just got.
A blitz. Marion Barber loses the football. Joselio Hansen on the return. Only Romo can get close to him. It's another defensive touchdown. Dawkins stripped another. Eagle fans woke up today and thought, you know what, we've got a shot at this thing. They needed everything to break right. It did. The Bears lost. The Bucs lost. Thanks to the Oakland Raiders. And the Philadelphia Eagles didn't just win. They won. A blowout win at home over Dallas. We'll come back after the break. Enrico.
Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints getting set to open up the 2012 season against Robert Griffin III and the Washington Redskins. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner making his regular season debut. Robert Griffin III, first rookie quarterback to start the opening game of the season for the Redskins since Norm Snead back in 19. Robert Griffin III, 6 for 6 on the Redskins' first possession. He fires downfield. He's now 7 for 7 as Garcon breaks free. Pierre Garcon will not be caught. 88 yards to number 88 for the first touchdown of RG3's NFL career.
Well, it looks like they didn't go with the screen.
We're going to dink and dunk you on the opening drive. The second one, we're coming after you to throw.
Third and goal from the 5. Griffin looking in, Tony throws, touchdown! Aldrick Robinson.
Well, we're talking about Robert Griffin III a lot and Pierre Garcon and these receivers that they've brought in. We need to start talking about this offensive line. Here comes a blitz by the New Orleans Saints. Good job picking the arm up on his body, but he didn't use it to push away and create separation.
On first and goal, this is Morris, and he dives in for the touchdown. Alfred Morris. Morris is in for his second touchdown today.
What a turnaround. Here's Jimmy Graham, the top of the triangle.
3 Redskins drop back deep. As Brees will air it out. And it comes down in the arms of Reed Doughty. Clinching this kickoff weekend victory for the Washington Redskins. The defeat the New Orleans Saints 40-32. America's Game of the Week after these messages.
Thank you very much. They're ready for the home opener here in Indianapolis on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. The roof is open at Lucas Oil Stadium. The 1-0 Minnesota Vikings come to town to take on the 0-1 Indianapolis Colts.
Literally similar to 1998. New general manager, new head coach, new #1 draft pick at quarterback. Then it was Peyton Manning. Now the keys to the franchise belong to... Boy, he found the needle and threaded it to the tight end, the rookie Dwayne Allen. His first NFL catch is a touchdown.
Watch where he throws this ball to the tight end. It's good and low. He has to basically take it at chest level or below.
What does he do? He finds Reggie Wayne for the touchdown. Good snap, good hold. Does he have enough? Yes! Madame Vinatieri, 53 yards away to give Indianapolis a 3-point lead. 8 seconds remain.
First-round draft choice Andrew Luck. Take it down the length of the field with some big-time.
Tampa Bay with a minute 23 left. So at the conclusion of this one, we'll have that one. Aroma should do. And that's it. Congratulations to Chuck Pagano. His first win as an NFL head coach. Andrew Luck, his first win as an NFL quarterback.
All right, Kurt. The Tennessee Titans 0-2, looking for their first win of the season as they take on the 1-1 Detroit Lions live from Nashville right here. No timeout lost on the other side by Tennessee because they were right on the challenge. Look at this, a little throwback action. We've seen that before. That's Tommy Campbell. Tommy Campbell will score. Remember the Music City Miracle? 62 yards. Lockett with plenty of time. This is going to be a tough fit, but he fits it, and then some. And that will be a touchdown. Jared Cook, 61 yards, broke 2 tackles, and took off.
That was a runaway truck. 4 catches out of 6 throws, and really Matthew missed him on that corner.
LaShore, touchdown. His first.
Their safeties and corners are so loose and deep. We're concerned about Calvin that this is why a guy like Mikhail LaShore.
Fake the bell. The quick throw. Touchdown, Burleson.
That's a hard combination. And the safeties are apart there. Those linebackers have got to attack the play fake. And well, that's gotten a lot of teams out.
Alteron Vernon screaming something on defense. They overload aside. Throw it, catch it. Burleson again. He gets the 6 and then the 2.
But he was going out to the corner on this. The corner expanded with him, and he had the savvy.
The Titans scoreless in this half. 18 unanswered points by the Lions. This is Raynaud from way back. He's got a lane, a huge block, and he could go. He will go. Pulls up, but it doesn't matter. No flags. And that's a 105-yard touchdown.
Detroit has closed that defense with a free safety, and they've got them all up now. Receivers are one-on-one.
One-on-one. What a catch, and he's going to go.
it's not an issue. It's when it starts running again on an inside play, like right here. Ball is taken by Werner. He'll score. He ripped it out of the hands of Brandon Pettigrew. The third non-offensive score by the Tennessee Titans, and that has been the difference. Throwing side, caught, touchdown, Johnson.
Well, that corner was still soft on him down the red zone, and Sean looks out there and sees that. You always have that slant built in and make a move common to football. You'd like to see him get into that second step, and that didn't happen. I think it's a good call.
McCourty with the hit. And it's caught! It's caught by the Lions! Are you kidding me? Titus Young caught the tip!
18 seconds. They had 18 seconds to get that onside kick and get the ball into the end zone, and they did it.
Did you think about Doug Flutie when he threw it?
Unbelievable.
Foul on an interception in the end zone that could have ended the game. Akeem Ayers tips it, and Titus Young, 4th and inches. Quarterback does it. I don't know if he got it. He fumbled the ball.
It looked like he fumbled the snap, yes.
Lost the helmet.
Titans win. Holy buckets. How you starting out one round?
A crazy game. Had to end crazy. 4th and inches, and the fumbled snap does it in. The Titans get their first win of the season.
2nd and 1. We're aging in these now. This is Ridley. Ridley, touchdown. So on their opening drive here in Buffalo. Great job of blocking out front. Fells and Gronkowski with a good double team. Nate Solder on the left. First down from the New England 24. Little pump fake. And now throwing to the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown! Concentration on the ball. Jung playing the receiver all the way, but not the ball. On 2nd and 3. Fitzpatrick. Lift time. Over the middle. Touchdown! Chandler with his 2nd TD catch of the game. It was a lightning quick drive by the Bills. Again, no pass rush to speak of, and splitting the safeties. Fitzpatrick on 2nd and 6. Quick pass is complete, and there he goes. Donald Jones. Jones cuts it to the far side. Can he get there? Touchdown! Right here, Patrick Chung comes up short, and the last line of defense just isn't there for New England. That cut makes Steve Gregory go a lot of extra yards, 3 receptions. Brady running out of time, on the move, throws, complete, inside the 5 to the end zone, touchdown, Danny Woodhead. Seeing his quarterback was in trouble, and he comes back to the middle of the field. When Brady comes out of here, okay, Woodhead was over on the sideline, but he breaks away from his defender, breaks the tackle. That's why John Perry threw the flag. 2nd and goal, Brady on the move, gonna run with it to the end zone for the touchdown. For a week, working on Tom Brady, leaving the pocket and running upfield. No, there's no spy. No one stays in for that.
After reviewing the play stands as called.
See, keep in mind. Play fake, Brady. Oh, touchdown, Gronkowski. Wide open. And how he can do so here, completely unattended. Obviously, a pretty big, really elevated. He came close. Ridley to the end zone for the touchdown. John Perry.
At the snap, 12 men. Defense. Penalties decline. Result of the play, touchdown.
12 men. Talking about Buffalo. Second and 5. This is Bolden again. Left side. Oh, and just bowls his way to the end zone for the touchdown.
We have seen this before, but talk about finishing. I mean, Gilmore just doesn't get low enough.
Fitzpatrick going to throw the seam, and he's got his man inside the 5. Touchdown, Brad Smith.
Well, New England can revel in the way they've run the football today, but they have to be disappointed with the way that they've been gashed down the middle of the field repeatedly. Our football today.
Brady on 3rd and 5, going to lock it down the sideline, has a man diving. Touchdown, Brandon Lloyd.
I'm not sure Mel Blount, Roger Worley, you start naming off Hall of Fame cornerbacks, I'm not sure anybody could defend that. Look at that. That's just, again, the New England Patriots add another game to the law.
From 30 yards out. Has not had his best day kicking the football, but they haven't needed it today.
Out of the backfield, Mendenhall. Got around Kendricks. Touchdown. To have him back in the lineup, and when you're out in the open field, you can see Mendenhall gets the ball in his hands, and it's one-on-one with Michael Kendricks. And can you make that guy miss? You see the shake at the top? It gets Kendricks to hesitate just a minute. Pass is caught. That's McCoy. What a nice move. McCoy for the touchdown. And so the kid who starred on this field and has family and friends all over the Larry Foote. Well, it's not even fair. I mean, you got Larry Foote, and you see that LaShawn McCoy runs a swing. Vick. Touchdown, Selleck. Selleck, he's at the end of the line, tight end. He pushes up, and then Vick puts it on him. Now, when I say you call the game differently, what I'm thinking is you've got 2 downs to run the ball in. You don't necessarily have to throw it, whereas you would if you're going to kick the field goal on 4. Good snap, good hold. Steelers win it, and they're 2-2. Well, perfect snap and a perfect hold and a perfect kick. And a big difference here today, Troy Aikman, the run game. A running game which was averaging a league worst 2.6 yards per carry. They get Mendenhall back.
Severely. Second and goal from the 2. Off the play fake. Vick dumps it off to McCoy. And he is in for an Eagles touchdown.
Don't even hide it. Just say he's going to stand there.
Off the fake to the short. Stafford will run it in easily for a Lions touchdown. Let's get to the 34. High snap. Vick throws wide open. Taking it all the way for an Eagles touchdown. Jeremy Maclin. 70 yards. Third down at 15. Stafford off his back foot. Throws. End zone. Paulson. Touchdown for the win. And Hanson's kick in overtime is good. The Detroit Lions come back from a 10-point deficit late in the 4th to win here in Philadelphia. Giants and Niners next.
12th play of the drive on a second and goal. And it is a touchdown for Andre Brown. Team high 4th rushing touchdown. Santana Moss for a first
the 12-year veteran. And Mike Shanahan told us he has that extra burst after losing 15 pounds in the offseason. Bradshaw in for the touchdown. So Hynoski couldn't get there after the catch. Blitz coming again. They pick it up. And a touchdown throw is made to Santana Moss. Second touchdown scoring strike of the afternoon to Santana Moss. And the Redskins have the lead. But then after the Giants could not keep their last possession, keep the drive alive on a 3rd down and 2. As Manning looks to cruise. And he will race to the end zone. Checked into the Cowboys' backfield as they try to find a running game without Murray. And again, down the middle and stepping in to make the interception is Stevie Brown. Replacing the injured Kenny Phillips, and how big has he been? That is his 5th takeaway this season, which is tied for most in the NFL, and an early mistake by the Dallas Cowboys.
It's taken them a while to get back in shape, and now they're relying on him because of DeMarco Murray's injury. Excuse me.
Looking down the field to Miles Austin, and it's intercepted by Corey Webster. He's across midfield inside the 40 and run out of bounds close to the 30-yard line. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for Romo and the Cowboys. Andre Brown gets the ball and he will find the end zone. A touchdown for Andre Brown, with Henry Hynoski leading the way. So following the second interception.
Those very unbeaten Atlanta Falcons, Tom, Troy, Pam.
A very impressive one today indeed for Mike Smith and the Falcons. Intercepted by Jason Pierre-Paul, and it is a touchdown. And the slam dunk emphatically. Pierre-Paul had the breakout game here at Cowboy Stadium last year. Couple of sacks, a safety. Felix Jones will find the end zone. And Felix Jones in the backfield. Romo rolling to the end zone. Game on here at Cowboy Stadium. It's a one-score game. Romo will throw it. And it is a touchdown for John Phillips, his first of the year. The Cowboys are a point after away from erasing a 23-0 deficit. Romo going to throw it to the end zone. And it is a miracle touchdown for Bryant.
looks like it lands on the line. It looked like it was going to be close the entire way as to whether or not he was in bounds. The hand hits on the back line before any other part of his body touches down.
As you zoom in and take a look, you can actually see hand touching there, fingers touching that.
The receiver's hand touched out of bounds prior to him gaining possession of the ball. The pass is incomplete. It is 3rd down and 5.
Three-man rush. Romo throws, and that's going to do it. The New York Giants go to 4-0 here at Cowboys Stadium, and they are 6-2 in command of the NFC East. A spectacular game for Witten, but Tom Coughlin's Giants win it 29-20.
Make the handoff. Jackson. And Jackson touchdown. Makes the play. Vincent Jackson. 84 yards on 2 catches on this drive, and the Buccaneers take the lead.
And what a beautifully thrown football by Vincent Jackson. Huff tries to bump him at the line of scrimmage. He never catches up. 25, 15 on the run, 25 on the pass. Those are their definitions.
It's a lot of yards on both sides. 3rd and 10. And this pass caught by Rod Streeter. Touchdown. What a play and what a series for the Raiders receivers.
I tell you, by either team's definition, that's explosive.
Martin back in as Ware goes out. Here's Martin. Straight ahead. Doug Martin. And Doug Martin is going to score in his hometown. Here's a little breakdancing there. 45-yard run by Doug Martin coming back home. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 4. And play action. And Freeman's pass into the end zone. Williams touchdown. Mike Williams with a touchdown. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have opened it up somewhat with 7:12 remaining in the 3rd. 2nd down and 9 from the 33. They go to Martin. Martin off the left side, breaks a tackle, and here's Martin again. Inside the 20. And Martin will get in for the touchdown. The first one was 45 yards. This one's 67 for Doug Martin. And Giordano is hurt and on the field, injured for the Raiders. So Marcel Reese is in the backfield, and Carson Palmer completes to Myers, and Myers gets in for the touchdown. Brandon Myers, first down at the 30. Martin, by the way, gained 143 yards on 9 carries in the 3rd quarter. Picks up where he left off, breaks a tackle, trying to outrace the defender, and he will. 70 yards this time. A rushing performance for the ages for the rookie Doug Martin.
And where does it go? Where does it start? Right up the middle once again. Carl Nix is gone. No problem, Doug Martin says, because I got you.
And again, the Raiders trying to get into a 2-possession game, an 11-point game. And there's the pass. Caught, touchdown, Brandon Myers, his 2nd of the game. So Brandon Myers, who led the team in receiving coming in but had not caught a touchdown pass, has grabbed 2. Here's Martin, who's itching to get back in there, needing 52 yards to break Adrian Peterson's all-time. Under 4 minutes remaining. First down. Palmer's pass. Caught. Touchdown, Marcel Reese.
Someone coming out of that bunch.
And there's Palmer. And he's going to throw it up for grabs. It's caught. Gerard Kreiner. And just as Carson Palmer was going down, he fired it up in the air, and Kreiner out-jumped. Second down and goal from the 1, and here is Martin. Touchdown! Doug Martin coming back to his hometown of Oakland, scoring 4 touchdowns for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who now lead it 41-32, and that is a team record. 4 touchdowns rushing.
You see these guys, they go in the shotgun because they know what they do to people when they go in the victory formation.
And that'll do it. And the game is over, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have their first win ever here in Oakland.
We own this division. Make sure they remember that today. We own this division. They do all the talking. We do all the hitting. You hear me, baby?
That's the blocker, number 79, Mike Johnson. On second and goal off the fake. Ryan to the end zone. Touchdown. It is Johnson who is in as the extra blocker. And the Falcons, for the 5th time this season, have scored a touchdown on their first possession. Early lead on the Giants. On second and 10, it's Chris Ivory cutting to the outside. He turns the corner. Picks up the Saints. First down and more. Ivory still going. One man to beat. Fends off Dante Robinson, and he is in for a 56-yard touchdown run.
To leave 3 in your secondary.
Breeze on second and 8. It's Jimmy Graham for a Saints touchdown.
This is a nice play design. You've got that little wide receiver screen. You come out, you pump the wide receiver screen. You get your defense to react to that, to step up.
Ryan looking, he throws, and with Jenkins draped all over him, Gonzalez makes the catch for the 100th touchdown of his career. Saints with 1 timeout remaining. Second down and 4. As Breeze fires, it is Graham, and he is in for his second touchdown and second slam dunk today.
Running the ball is an attitude, and that's something that this team has with Joe Brick.
And now Breeze hits Colston for a Saints touchdown. Falcons empty the backfield. First and goal from the 6. Ryan throws, end zone, touchdown. It is Tony Gonzalez again.
Again, it's good coverage. I mean, this time they actually have doubled him. It's a
31-yard attempt from the left hash.
Ball's gone.
Hartley's kick is straight through. 4th and 1. 16 seconds remaining. Gonzalez unable to make the catch. The Saints and their fans celebrate. So do the 1972 Miami Dolphins. The Saints back in the hunt. They've won 4.
The extra offensive lineman for the Saints play action, and wide open is Jimmy Graham for the touchdown. On the 10th play of the drive, Jimmy Graham with a 2-yard touchdown catch, and the Saints score on their first possession.
You watch Jimmy Graham, clean release. They talked about bumping him at the line of scrimmage. No one bumps him, and then more problematic, no one covers him. A lack of communication, a breakdown that can't happen because Jimmy Graham and Drew Brees will eat you up. A lot of young receivers here in Oakland.
Second down and 10. Off balance, and this pass is picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. Jenkins down the sideline, inside the 30. Jenkins tight ropes his way into the end zone for a Saints touchdown.
do, but you have to do it because when you don't, it turns into interceptions.
Was trying to get the ball to Brandon Myers, but he was off balance. And Tom Johnson leading the way, getting the block on Palmer, freeing Jenkins. Good goal from the one after the pass interference penalty, and there's a play fake. And here is Palmer looking for any receiver. Can't find one, and he finally gets it in there. Touchdown to Brandon Myers.
Boy, he did. He extended this play. Myers going to block, then find the hole in the zone. That's what he does well. And he says to Carson Palmer,
the ball remains there. And here's Drew Brees. He's gotten a lot of time and going into the end zone, and it's caught by Lance Moore for the touchdown. And really appreciating himself is Lance Moore in the end zone. We've seen a lot of dances on both sides for the Saints today. 38 yards.
And one thing Drew Brees does better than anybody is work that pocket. Look at him extend the play, allow Lance Moore to get downfield over the top of the safeties. His ability to work within the pocket, in the confines of the pocket, hang in there against Lamar Houston, who's oncoming, and throw a beautiful strike to Lance Moore.
Ingram is the running back on first down, gets the handoff going outside. Ingram will have the first down to the 10, to the 5, and Ingram touchdown, but a flag is thrown at the goal line. Penalty marker down as Ingram runs it in.
Number 28. Touchdown is good.
So the taunting penalty called against Mark Ingram. No question, in his third year from Tiffin University. Play action, and Brees going into the end zone, and it's caught by Lance Moore for the touchdown. So they've been running the ball to both Ingram and Ivory, and finally Lance Moore gets free for his second touchdown catch of the game, and it's 34-10.
When you talk about the efficiency of Brees, 16 for 20 now. 3 touchdowns. Play action again. Well, when you've been running the ball effectively, it affects in the location of the football. And you see Jimmy Graham, he goes for the dunk. Lance Moore, the left-handed finger roll.
And another pattern into the end zone, and this one will be touchdown to Kreiner. Wanted to make sure he had both feet in.
Bring this ball in. Just a perfectly thrown ball by Carson Palmer. Good job by Kreiner. Getting that left foot down, and the right foot gets it in.
And that will be the last play of the game.
Low snap handled by Rivers. Throws. Touchdown! Malcolm Floyd. And the slam. 21 yards on the hookup. Chargers go in front. Flacco out of the gun. He sends Rice to the outside. Flacco throws. Caught. Touchdown. Dennis Pitta. Ravens climbing back into it.
Gentlemen, we are now moving into overtime. The rules of overtime, we will have a 15-minute quarter. Fourth quarter timing is in effect. All reviews will come from the booth. Each team will have 2 timeouts. Any score other than a field goal will end the game. Each team will have an opportunity to possess the football. Visiting captain, call the toss, please.
Tails.
The call is tails. It is ahead. San Diego would like the ball. Which way would you like to kick? Say we are. San Diego will receive.
From 38 yards away, Tucker sweeps the leg, and he knocks it through. The Ravens win. Somehow Baltimore finds a way. Ray Rice with one of the plays of the year in the fourth quarter to keep the drive alive, to get the game-tying field goal, and then in overtime.
From the 12-yard line, Cutler keeps under pressure, throws, and completes to Earl Bennett. Touchdown.
How in the world do you hang on to the ball when you get cartwheeled like that?
First and goal. Well done. Marshawn Lynch Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, who have played here in the regular season the last 2 years and won those games. Forte has it. Touchdown. No. He rolls into the end zone, but he is marked. The official ruled him down at the goal line. He wasn't touched until after he slid in.
There's the point. I mean, and this is going to be a touchdown, I think, Chris, because he was down, the knee was down.
The runner was short, being challenged by Chicago. The runner was across the goal line when he was touched before the score.
Golden Tate at the bottom of your screen. Tate has it. He's running inside the 5. He leaps. Touchdown, Seahawks.
A touchdown.
Right there. Now it's all yards after the catch. You get a missed tackle right there by Major Wright. You get a missed tackle by Kelvin Hayes.
Tails, he calls. I'll let it hit the ground. Tails it is.
Oh, that's huge.
Russell Wilson throws. Sidney Rice. Game over. Russell Wilson to Sidney Rice. And Mike Carey saying we ruled it a touchdown on the field.
Well, Sidney Rice just got absolutely blasted. I hope he's all right. If he had that ball in his hand and he crossed the goal line, this game is over.
And you can see the official. It's a tough call, but he steps in and has his arms up for touchdown.
Yeah, that ball's over the plane. Touchdown. This game's over.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The score, the game is over.
Touchdown, Russell Wilson to Sidney Rice. The Seahawks win on the road here in Chicago. Russell Wilson, who celebrated his 24th birthday on Thursday, rallies the Seahawks and celebrates a victory at Soldier Field. We'll have more from Chicago in just a moment.
Giacomini comes in late, and not the first time he has been flagged for trying to clean up the pile around Marshawn Lynch this year.
And Lynch carries. Look at Russell Wilson out there blocking for him. Can you believe this? It's a touchdown. First and goal from the 4-yard line after a 67-yard pass play to Anthony McCoy. Marshawn Lynch. Can he get another touchdown? Yes, he can. Skelton from his own end zone. And it's intercepted. There goes Richard Sherman. That is a touchdown.
Chance to return this. You'll see a lot of hang time and direction of punting.
He fumbles the football. And the Seahawks bat it around, and they have a touchdown. Malcolm Smith in the end zone.
Awesome.
11 seconds remaining and 2 timeouts. Floater. Zach Miller. Touchdown Seahawks. And the 20th touchdown pass for rookie Russell Wilson.
They just let Russell Wilson go.
As Lynch carries. And Marshawn Lynch. He might go. He could go. He did go. Beyond Washington and untouched into the end zone.
record-setting run for the littlest Seahawk, standing at 5'8". The Saints 52-27, some points there.
Doesn't see much action on defense, primarily a special teamer. 1st and 10, and Romo goes down the middle and has the touchdown. Right on Golden. We told you he had just come in. Romo must have spotted it. Then he went to his favorite target, Jason Witten. 2nd and 10. Looking, and still has it. Still fakes it. All kinds of time, and now open is Miller, and he Miller's in for the touchdown.
How good was that?
That was all about the quarterback.
It was great. So many things.
And again, 1st down from the 24. Romo to the end zone, and Bryant has another score for the 6th game in a row. Dez Bryant finds the end zone.
You just got to get the guy off before the offense is ready to snap the football.
Dwyer's the tailback. He gets the call, and Dwyer straight ahead. No signal. Now, touchdown. Pittsburgh's never given away the whole season in the red zone. 3rd and 2. Roethlisberger looks, throws, got his man, and Brown's in for the touchdown. Antonio Brown. As Bryant now is guarded by Curtis Brown, the second-year man from the University of Texas. 3rd and goal. Now they run it, and Murray straight ahead for the touchdown.
What a call. They had them all off the line of scrimmage thinking pass.
Choice. Tails is the call. It is tails. You want the ball, okay?
Now it's a young man named Dan Bailey out of Oklahoma State with a chance at victory. And the kick is good.
Olsen shifts into the backfield. This is Ingram, hop step, and then into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. From the 42 on 1st down, off the play fake. Romo going deep for Bryant. He makes the catch and walks it in for a touchdown. 58 yards from Romo to Bryant. 2 tight end set. Romo to Bryant again. He breaks free. And Dez Bryant will take it all the way for his 2nd touchdown today. Again, like the first one, 58 yards. After Ingram lost 4 yards on the previous play. Breeze looking. He throws. Nice soft touch, and Lance Moore dives in for the touchdown.
That's what happens down here. You've got Jimmy Graham, who's going to have a height advantage. You've got Darren Sproles, who's incredibly quick out of the backfield.
3rd and goal. Breeze looking end zone. He throws. Touchdown. Pierre Thomas. An advantage situation right there with only 9. 1st and goal from the 3 to the end zone. David Thomas with a Saints touchdown. Bryant with 8 receptions today, 220 yards. There he is, bottom of your screen. Romo backpedaling, throws, end zone. It's Harris for a Cowboys touchdown.
What do I know, Kenny?
Back shoulder throw. Remaining here at Arlington. Everybody out. Romo on 4th down to the end zone. Touchdown! Miles Austin!
There's a hedge down.
Chase Daniel will place it down. Hartley for the win. His kick is good. So the New Orleans Saints come away with the victory in overtime despite the Cowboys coming back from 14 points down to the final 4 minutes. Dallas very much stays alive. There will be scoreboard watching with the Giants and Ravens underway. And then the Cowboys and the Redskins next Sunday. But the Saints win this one 34-31. America's
for next season. Kickoff is next. Coming up here on CB. Now the line of scrimmage is at the 2-yard line of the Jaguars. 3rd and 1. In the end zone, stepping in. And the Titans make it look easy. Chris Johnson with his 6th touchdown of the year from 2 yards out. Safeties on the fly patterns. Now it's 3rd down. Henny, beautifully targeted ball. Jordan Shipley on the payoff end. And the Jaguars drive down the field, and they're now an extra point away from tying this game at 7. Line to gain is the 20-yard line of the Titans. A 3rd and 10 it is. Here's a safety blitz. Ball is thrown. Look at that catch, and heading to the end zone is Justin Blackmon. That kind of talent gets you drafted number 5 in the 1st round. This guy's, he's sensational.
Yeah, when we get to a reap.
So, Chad Henne throws the pick, and on the run is the linebacker.
There's that speed.
Zach Brown, you talked about him, draft choice from North Carolina, takes it the distance, and the Titans are an extra point away from tying the game.
The way they use their hands, and they can really take advantage of bad technique by offensive line.
Now a well-hit ball on the punt. Reynard, he turns the corner. Not done. Breaks away. He's heading home. He's in the end zone. And the Titans defense has brought them back. 69-yard punt return. Who needs an offense with these kind of special teams and defensive plays? And so it is quickly 3 downs and out on the first possession of the second half for the Jaguars. Here's a punt hit downfield. Reynard cuts back. They set up a blocking scheme. No markers. Reynard on the run. Reynard breaks through. Reynard still going. No signal. He's out of bounds. Touchdown signal. The Titans do it again. An 81-yard punt return.
Jake Locker and the offense have been on the sideline for a linebacker and a return for a touchdown, and 2 Reynard punt returns for touchdowns. They've got over 240 yards in returns, or 220 yards in returns, and 102 yards in total offense. Take control of the ball and score eventually.
Virtually a whole half of football still to be played, so they got time to stay with their game plan. Here's an interception. This could go in. Picked off. Another defensive touchdown by Zach Brown. And a bad situation for the Jaguars becomes horrendous.
A lot of spread look, all shotgun.
Came in very young though. Here's a block by the Jaguars. And will they get a special teams touchdown? They're going to. Mike Harris, a rookie defensive back from Florida State, a 6th-round pick, has a big moment.
There will be a whole lot of introspective looks and evaluation. Going for 2.
Rolling out. Chad Henne, incomplete. Final score, the Tennessee Titans rallying back from that blowout loss at Green Bay, 55-7, to win today.